For now, though, let us make our picks as far as this weekend is concerned. Also hear who GC is thinking about. And it's time for the Parlay Pals. There they are. Hello, guys. How are you?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Wow, the beard is really coming in over there. It's starting to fill
Is
up.
it? No.
Oh, actually, I was talking about GC.
Oh, okay.
We got
I can't again.
Shadow here.
Yeah. No, that was me. Why? Can you guys not see each other?
I can see Rick on 5 different.
I am getting a feed of only you, right, on the Zoom. Again, Frank and Joe to blame.
Yeah, we should.
I have to wait for it to switch. I have to wait for it to switch over on my stream until I can see what you're talking about.
How do you feel about this?
That was my bad. That was my assumption because every single time I pop on screen, we have some kind of commentary about my appearance. So
whoa, what is happening here?
We got something here. I think Joe's trying to effort it. You got a computer screen over your face. Now you're gone, Rick.
Is this done on purpose?
Yeah, we're efforting.
Don't throw us under the bus like that. Come on, Rick.
Wow.
Now he's back.
I mean, from Mr. Throw Under the Bus, Frank.
Yeah. Whoa, guys.
I'm just defending my boys.
Guys, we have people coming at us left and right. All right, we are like, if we're not going to get along here, if we show cracks in our armor, these liars, these haters, they're going to come after us even more. We need to fix this.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Okay, that's it.
Still
Frank, who do you have on the parlay?
Wow. What is going on? Jeez Louise. It's a lot. Wow.
It is a good question, though.
Yeah, it is a good question.
We're picking.
Frank, who do you have
guys
on the
can't have me not be on the Parlay Pals and then still ask me to come over.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Well, you don't need to pick for us. We're just wondering.
Yeah, I just think it's a silly question. It's a silly question.
In the crew.
All right. Well, let us make our picks. It's just the three of us for now. And we have a lot to choose from. We've got Bellator. Oh, am I first? Did this happen?
Yeah. Oh. No, I was about to randomize the order.
Okay. Wow, I got excited. We've got Bellator. We've got UFC. We even have some boxing, but definitely no Cyborg.
Definitely no Cyborg. Teofimo Lopez is at a playable price.
Yeah, what is he at?
I think he's like minus 700.
By the way, what about that interview? Jeez Louise.
I mean, he has like it's like he has a book of sayings.
Yeah,
I did know this. I did know the sauce one was coming though.
You did?
Yeah. You never seen the video of the guy in the Best Buy, and he's like, "Oh, when you got the juice in the fridge, that goes quickly, that goes bad, but then the sauce stays forever."
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar.
Yeah. Oh, I knew where he was going with it.
Did you know he was this riveting, Rick?
I mean, yes, but I think that he's been different at different points in his career. Does that make sense? Like sometimes he hasn't been this and sometimes he has. But yeah, he definitely had some interesting sound bites this week.
I'm not going to lie to you. I was actually, a few years ago, I was on him decently heavy for the Lomachenko fight.
Oh, that was huge. Yeah,
it was
that was massive.
Underdog.
All right, let's
randomize the order.
Pick the, yep.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I go last again. Nice team player, Frank. Oh, in the middle. Rick will lead us off. I will go second. Ariel going last this week. How we feeling,
Thank
Rick?
you, Frank.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's some plays to like here. I'm gonna go with the main event.
Oh.
I'm gonna take Magomed Ankalaev money line.
Wow.
I am the world's biggest Magomed Ankalaev fan this weekend.
Yeah, you've got a lot at stake here. Magomed Ankalaev, according to DraftKings, is minus 280. Jan Blachowicz plus 235. So it's a straight money line play on Rick.
Money line.
All right.
I do think he likely gets it done. For me, I will head to my favorite place on the DraftKings Sportsbook, and that is the alternate total rounds page. I will head to Vinicius Salvador versus Daniel Da Silva, and I will take the under 2.5.
Okay.
Minus 525. 33 professional fights for the guys. 32 have gone under the 2.5.
Wow. All right. So 2 UFC plays.
2 UFC plays.
No Bellator.
Leaving it up to you.
I think I see where this is going.
We're at minus 164 right now.
And what is the threshold that I can pass in terms of favorite?
Minus 1,000.
Yeah,
Minus
can't take a minus 1,000.
Okay, I just wanted to know. I just wanted to. So Keyshawn Davis. By the way, a lot of young, great fighters on that.
Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah,
That's
MSG.
boxing?
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah.
Speaking of boxing, and speaking of the takeover, let's go with Teofimo Lopez. I mean, let's go. He got me all fired up.
You're coming off of it. He's minus
Yeah.
700 right now. That's a
What is he?
playable
What is he?
line.
I see 850.
No, I'm looking at it right now. DraftKings Sportsbook minus 700.
Wow, has it gone down?
Maybe.
Well,
Trying to stop the takeover.
Yeah, I'm going with Teofimo Lopez over Sandor Martin money line, just straight up. And by the way, you can't bet on the Manny Pacquiao DKU fight, right?
No.
I see one place on boxing odds is
they might have some. I mean, man, these boxing lines.
They're
That's
crazy.
one thing you could ask them. They are blown out.
Yeah.
Minus 2,500, minus 2,000, minus 5,000, minus 8,000. There's 2 minus 8,000s going this weekend in boxing.
Mm. Well, there you have it. So there are 3. So what do we...
So that gives us Mangabet Ankalaev moneyline minus 280, Salvador de Silva under 2.5 minus 525, and Teofimo Lopez moneyline minus 700. 3-pick parlay minus 119. Go ahead and say the line, Frank.
Can't beat that.
Wow.
Oh, I thought it was going to be minus money parlays or.
Yeah, you explained it to me. I was wrong.
No,
again.
No, it's cool.
How do you feel about this, Rick? You feel good about it?
I mean, now that Frank's not in, I feel good every week.
Wow.
Jesus.
Where's
Rick.
this animosity coming from?
Yeah.
Jeez
He
Louise.
takes a sip of his tea. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm in a mood today. I don't know.
Why? Is it
I don't
because
know.
of you
I'm
saw
feeling some type of way.
you saw the podcast too? You saw the clips?
I'm fired up.
Did you
know
wake
what?
up to it as well?
that was my alarm clock this morning.
That's how you woke up? I'm sorry.
Was not even out of my bed yet.
What time do you wake up?
I don't know. 6:45 this morning.
When did that come out?
I don't know.
last night?
6:42.
I got it at like 9
It
o'clock.
started out as a YouTube video that like wasn't listed, but someone had the YouTube link to it.
Weird.
Like I tried searching it later and I couldn't find it, and then when I went through the YouTube link, it said it wasn't listed.
Was there anything actually good in this interview? Like, was there any news broken, or is it just like
I only
one big?
watched the 7 minutes or so.
Well, are we going to see like an MMA fighting quote graphic from it soon?
I mean, I think we covered. Dana said something about Yuri, so I think we covered that.
Oh.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
I have a question for you. You mentioned PT sending it to you,
Yes.
and alerting you of its
The
existence.
patron saint. Yes.
I didn't do that,
Yes.
but intentionally so, because anytime I've ever sent you something like that,
Yeah.
you've always said to me, "What is the what the f is this?" And been a little bit prickly whenever
Towards
I did
you?
it. Yeah, if I send you something related to that.
No, I don't.
So my
I don't-
question to you is it better to send or not send? Is it better to alert you and take the wrath and take the killing the messenger consequences?
Now
is it
Now I'm being slandered again. What wrath? When have I ever shown you any wrath?
Wrath.
Jeez, Louise.
Is that with a capital W, Rick?
Are you being sent in here from Abbott Kinney Fight Club?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm up.
So I woke up, I watched it, and then I got in the shower. Was kind of thinking on it a little bit, and like for a little bit, I was like, I wonder if we'll have seen it by the time I get into the office.
By the way, no one even
Yeah.
like I sent it to you guys. I was like, oh, can we get the audio or video from this? I didn't really get, we have a text thread. I didn't get oh man, that's fucked up, man. Like I got your back.
Well, here's
for light. Like
here's
it was actually
we're pulling
kind
back
of
the curtain.
criticates from you guys. I was like,
Yeah, I
shit.
think it's sort of implied.
No, I mean,
Well, I think pulling back the curtain, we had already processed this. We had already
Oh.
gone
when I
through
sent
this,
it to you,
right?
it was 2 minutes.
This is old news already.
Oh wow. No, I guess you
I'd
could
seen
say so. In the moment, I was like, "Oh, gee, thanks, PT." Like, I didn't know if it would be like a whole big thing. Maybe
okay,
the
so
play,
this-
maybe the play that I would have done was, "Hey, have you seen this clip about these dudes talking about you?" And then I'll say no, and then maybe you'll say like, "Do you want to see it? Do you care?" So
These
Okay.
dudes.
Okay.
like
Here we go. This
as-
is what I wanted to know.
or he sent it to me, and I love Pizzi to death. He sent it to me almost like, "I'm sorry, I hope you're okay." And I think everything about it was
Patted you on
genuine.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. It was
Maybe
1,000% genuine. But
Knee pad is
I
good.
legit didn't know. So I guess he assumed that I had already seen it, like you guys. Maybe I was late to it. By the way, maybe my taking a break from Twitter less and less is starting to pay off.
Maybe so. Maybe
it's a lot of soccer tweets these days, so I'm not really into the MMA world yet.
Had to be him.
Yeah, I felt the wrath of the Cristiano fans yesterday. Jeez Louise. And I thought the Khabib fans were the irrational ones. This is a whole new level.
Portugal looked good without him.
They certainly did. But no, since we're in, we're in the mood of talking receipts, please show me, Rick, where I've given you, heel one.
I don't want to do. I don't want to do this to you. I'm just gonna accept defeat. I don't want to get. I don't listen. I don't want that beef. I don't want that smoke. I'll take my 10-7. I don't want it. But yeah, I was curious about that. Actually.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting thing. But I did notice. I was like, wow. No one's like, hey man, you cool? You want to talk about this? Are you upset?
Yeah. I'm only speaking for me. I assumed you'd seen it, and I had already hours ago internally debated what I just said, whether to send it or not.
And this is not me doing the whole like, I'm fine. But really, I'm actually blown away by how much it didn't bother me. Because I will freely admit, like, look, I'm open book, man. I'm the guy who cried. I'm all that. I will tell you when things bother me. Brendan bothered me. Like like a year ago, I was in quarantine because we were in Canada, and I saw the clip of him saying, 1 million people say this and that, and I was like, man, fuck this guy, and I wanted to say something. This time, ask PT. I was like, well, I'm glad it's Wednesday. At least I can respond to it and move on, and then that's it. So,
yeah, I think. I mean, I think
posting the hit
things are very highly.
The hit him up picture was just it's almost like the bat signal. It's the bat signal.
It just made it clear on where he stood on it.
I think this social media break is there's a high correlation here. I think your mental health is in
I'm getting better. Place. I could be better. Oh, yeah. I could do better. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of crap out there, but trying my best. Also trying to practice what I preach, because one really dangerous thing lately is YouTube Shorts. So my kids don't have Instagram or TikTok, but they're on YouTube quite a bit, and they've discovered YouTube Shorts. And as you know, New York Rick, YouTube Shorts performs pretty much like TikTok or Reels. And so I see them on their iPad just going through these freaking shorts. And look, I love YouTube. Like, it's done great for me, but I don't think 8-year-old, 10-year-old kids should be on there just going, brum, 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 brum. Their attention span is just dwindling. And so I'm trying to practice what I preach. I'm trying to put the phone away. Am I successful all the time? No. And it's hard, but, trying.
Yeah. You can get into a doom scroll,
Oh, Jesus. That's a real thing.
That's just how it goes.
Yes. By the way, shout out to our good friend. Who's the man who made me this Josh Allen card?
I was just thinking that.
Oh, yes.
Baseball Rittner.
This guy. This
Baseball,
is the most amazing thing ever.
And then Rittner, he custom makes these cards, edits them up to make them look all wild. Like, they are original trading cards. And they're 3-dimensional.
It's crazy.
He does an unbelievable job. He sent these over. He sent you the Josh Allen one. He threw a McGregor one in for me. I don't know if we can see that. I mean, it's 3D in there, and then the back is customized as well. I mean, how sick is this? I mean, it's
incredible, man.
It's unbelievable. It's really Baseball amazing. Rittner, dude. I mean, shout out to him. Check him out on Instagram. He sells them on there. I mean, these things are, unsolicited. He was just like, yeah, I'll send some over. They're just unbelievable. I'm blown away at how cool they look.
Yeah, it really does look 3D. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much. By the way, worst thing to happen to me today is the Von Miller news. Golly. Are you still going to rock the jersey?
I was going to say, I'm waiting for someone to bring up the old jersey. Yeah. Von Miller, Romelu Lukaku, going 0 for 5 on shots after I wore the jersey.
So what are you going to do? You still going to rock it?
I think I'm still going to rock it.
All right.
I think the team's only lost once when I've worn it.
Yeah.
Back in first place.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. All right, what are you thinking about this weekend, Mr. GC?
Oh man, I'm thinking about a lot. Last pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah.
Had to get a bet down, some sort of action on every single fight.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. We'll kick it off right now. The D-Gen special, the curtain jerker, between a Dana White Contender Series alum and a UFC debutante.
Oh.
So Steven Kozlow, he 6-0. 6 wins, all by first-round submission. Some would say one-trick pony. I'm not so sure. trains at a 10th planet. I'm gonna guess that he's got these BJJ chops. Plus, we got really deep. We went on Cameron Simon. We went on some of his highlights. His EFC Worldwide Bantamweight Championship was behind a paywall, so I couldn't watch it. So I watched some highlights on Facebook. It felt like he struggled in the grappling department. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a long shot, the exact method of victory that Steven Kozlow's had in his first 6 fights. We're going to hope that he can do it in this one right here. So I took him by sub, very small sprinkle. Like a lot of people are always like, oh yeah, a little sprinkle. Like I'm talking very small. We did 0.15 on the sub, and then we did 0.1 on sub round 1 plus 1,400 just to get a little action, just to get a little crazy. I love my sub props. I love losing my sub props, so this might be another one. Went on his Instagram, Steven Kozlow. Gotta love this if you're taking the sub prop. The Kozlow Pillow. His nickname is Obi-Wan Shinobi, the Pillow. The Kozlow Pillow, making falling asleep easy. Guaranteed sleep within 5 minutes. Warning, may cause body and neck pain. So hopefully that actually comes true and the Kozlow Pillow comes to fruition on Saturday.
All right.
That's your curtain jerker. I just talked about it on the MMA Hour Parlay.
By the way, that's the longest breakdown of a curtain jerker that you've ever given us.
Of 2 guys that prior to this week I had never heard of.
Wow.
So yeah, I got deep. Daniel De Silva, Vinicius Salvador, not much to say. Flyweight unders, first of all. Second of all, under 1.5. Just took the under 2.5 on the parlay. 33 combined professional fights for these guys. 32 have not gone to a decision. 23 first-round finishes. Fireworks. De Silva cannot seem to last longer than 1 round. Very much looking forward to this. Think it's going to be a ton of fun to watch. Moving on. Our man Billy Quarantillo. Billy Q.
Big Bills fan.
Big Bills fan, active on MMA Twitter, active on Instagram and everything. Big fan of his work, big fan of his fights as well. He always puts on exciting fights. Alex Hernandez looked great in that first round against Money Moicano, then kind of fell off a cliff. He seems to do that often. You can't really trust the cardio. He's also moving down to featherweight for the first time. I never really thought he was a small lightweight, and now he's making the move to featherweight. Not entirely sure what he's going to look like. Doesn't really seem like he handles adversity when the going gets tough in these fights that well. And who's going to make the going get tough for you? It's going to be Billy Q. He's going to make you fight through that fire. I mean, he's going to bring the pace. He's going to bring the volume. Over 7 significant strikes landed per minute, good enough for most ever in featherweight history. So he weaponizes that pace. He weaponizes that volume. I think if he can dodge the power, dodge that first round of Hernandez, not even saying he's going to lose the first round, but I think as the fight goes on, he will take over either a late finish or a decision victory for Billy Q. Next up, hard to back away from Chris Curtis with a plus sign next to his name. Last time out against Jack Hermanson, yes, did not look great, but he had a lot of travel, a lot of short notice going into that one. And going into this one, I feel like this is a fight that sets up pretty well for him. Yes, Joaquin Buckley has been known to go to the wrestling, has been known to go and get takedowns, but good luck against Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis, all 4 of his UFC opponents have tried to go for a takedown. All 4 of them have failed time and time again. They have all gone for at least 3 takedowns. None have ever succeeded. 100% takedown defense. They are 0 for 32 in his career. So in a fight that's going to likely stay standing because he's never even attempted a takedown, I love Curtis's boxing. I mean, when he gets into a flow state, it really is a thing of beauty. Joaquin Buckley, not nearly as high volume as him. He does throw aggressive, throw wild. He could knock Chris Curtis out. I mean, he can knock out anybody. He has got huge power, but he is also capable of being knocked out. We've seen it happen before. Chris Curtis is not shy to knocking someone out. So at this plus money price tag, I do favor Curtis. I'm also on the under 2.5 just because I think they're going to box. I think they're going to brawl, and I think someone goes down. Next up, the big boys at it. Jairzinho Rosenstruck, Chris Daukaus. Shocker, I love violence here. The under 1.5. 16 combined fights for these guys in the UFC. 14 have ended by knockout. 2 decisions were Jairzinho against Blades and Cyril Gane, 2 guys that it's understandable to go to a decision against them at heavyweight. They both get KOs. They both have been KO'd. And I likely think this one ends the same way. Neither of these guys have ever completed a takedown in the UFC. I think they're just going to stand and swing until someone goes down. Daukaus, 6 fights, 6 KOs, all under the 1.5. Jairzinho, 6 of his 10 UFC fights have gone under the 1.5. So I think someone's going to get put out, and I likely think it happens pretty early on. To the main card.
Oh, yeah.
My main event, absolutely cannot wait for this one. Bryce Mitchell, Ilia Topuria. I will be siding with the dog in Bryce Mitchell. Don't get me wrong. This isn't like a wildly confident pick. Ilia Topuria is a fantastic fighter. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's got the chops. But before I saw the odds, I was like, whoever's a dog in this matchup is probably who I'm going to end up siding with. I mean, last time out, Bryce Mitchell looked fantastic. The way that he mixed in the takedowns against Edson Barbosa, who had a great takedown defense, 80% going into that fight, and he went 4 for 4. He looked great in the striking. It looked like he'd made big strides in that one, even scored a knockdown against who a lot of people believe to be a much better striker in Barbosa. A lot of people turning to Ilia Topuria's 100% takedown defense. Not quite as good as Chris Curtis that I mentioned earlier. The people that he's stuffing are Ryan Hall, 9% takedown accuracy, Yusuf Zalal. And if you go back and watch that third round against Yusuf Zalal was kind of dragging him around a little bit. So I think it's possible for Bryce Mitchell to get the takedowns here. And if he gets the takedowns, I think he's going to find a ton of success. I think it's a super close fight. I hope someone wins in like resounding fashion. I hope someone gets a finish, because if they do, they are going to be catapulted into contendership. But with this price tag, I'll ride with Bryce Mitchell to get it done. Next up, DDP. Been riding with him since it dropped. A lot of people seem to like Darren Till this week.
By the way, did you come up with DDP? Because that's tremendous, and I'm shocked that I didn't come up with that.
I wish I did, but it's just as a name.
Is that a thing?
I've seen people call him. It's such a smooth nickname.
Do you know who DDP is?
Oh, man, I think we may have done this exact thing on
Did
the
we
show
do it?
before. Yeah,
this is the beauty of you calling him DDP and not knowing.
Yeah, starting to blush over here. I don't.
Wow.
I really
Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, is this a wrestler?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm not embarrassed at all.
All right, fine.
Never mind. I'm not embarrassed.
Okay, fine.
Still a sick nickname. Yeah, I mean, what Darren Till are we going to see on Saturday, Ariel? What do you think?
I just hope he shows up.
I think he's going to show up.
All right,
this
cool.
fight happens. I absolutely think this fight happens.
Listen, I give Darren a lot of credit for taking this fight. Darren Till hasn't fought in a while. He's been through a lot. He's had injuries. He's had setbacks. DDP, which is tremendous. Golly, I love that. That's a tough fight to come back to, especially with the striking, especially considering Darren's skill set. That's a really tough fight to come back to. I give him a lot of credit, but, you know, I think if DDP's on his game, this is a tough fight for Darren. And maybe he's 100% healthy, and maybe he's, you know, back mentally, physically, all that stuff. But I would have been okay with him fighting an unranked guy, a top 30 guy, just to get back in the mix, right? To get his mojo back. He's not doing that. So it's hard not to respect the move to take this fight.
Yeah, I mean, Darren Till, like, he is pretty low volume, whether he's healthy or not. He's never landed 50 significant strikes in a UFC fight. I feel confident that DDP is going to bring this fight to him. He is going to force him to engage. Yes, my one concern would be the fact that Dricus du Plessis, you know, he does get wild. He does leave that chin out there. Yes, he did get knocked down by Brad Tavares last fight, and that could happen against Darren Till. But with the question surrounding Darren Till, the way that Dricus du Plessis has looked in his first few UFC fights, I feel confident in playing with this. The number's getting pretty wide on it, but I like him to get this one done. We'll continue with the next one. I will go with this fight not going to a decision. I think du Plessis either brings the fight to him, because before that Brad Tavares fight, in the 17 fights prior, he had never been to a decision before. That was his first decision, and it looked like many times that fight was going to get ended. I think he either brings the fight to Till, and Till either gets broken down, or Till catches him with a huge counter and puts him out, because we have seen him knocked out before. We have seen him knocked down. So I like that one to end inside the distance. Next up, Paddy Pimblett. I think this is a good matchup for him. Yeah, right. We are going to go ahead, cash that one out. Shout out to the book that I placed it on. We're not going to ride that. Yeah, I got good closing line.
That's loyalty right there.
We ain't doing that.
That's loyalty right there.
We ain't doing that. Thank you very much, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and cash that out. And as much as
listen, I'm not rooting for anyone, but literally as you're just doing this right now, guess who just texted me this second?
Who's that?
Jared Gordon.
Shout out to Jared Gordon, man.
The Pride of Queens?
Yeah, I have nothing against either of them. I mean, it's just I can't really root for Patty after today. Moving on, we mentioned all...
Can I just say one more thing about the Patty thing? The confidence in which he talks about journalism and all that stuff, like the confidence in which he speaks on things that he absolutely has no idea what he's talking about.
Welcome to the internet age.
100%. And the way that they almost set this up for me, again, very reminiscent of last year, where it was just like, wow, you guys are speaking about this in such an inaccurate way. It's like it was like, what's like a great, like, it was like, actually, there was just the anniversary of it. I think, what was it, 8 years ago? The Dwayne Wade, LeBron alley-oop. It was so perfect the way they set this up for me. And they sounded so dumb in the way in which they talked about it. I was like, man, this is going to be so easy. Anyway.
As long as I have known you, you have always mentioned what you said earlier about Dana White being able to go, and he never really says anything. All he does is just throw insults out. And it seems like every time I hear this, he's just re-implementing it.
Yeah.
I mentioned my exposure to Magomed Ankalaev. I am on the money line. I've been on the money line since it dropped because I didn't think he was fighting for the title at that time. But now he is, and now I also have to deal with this in addition to our Parlay Pals as well. The straight money line play, I have the future on him. Yes, it's only $10. People are like, oh, you didn't bet anything on it. Of course I didn't. This ticket was dead 2.5 weeks ago, and now it's been brought back to life, but I am riding him to win the light heavyweight championship. I'm the biggest Magomed Ankalaev fan in the world. Come this weekend, couple parlays for you just to get all that action, just to have action on at least one fight. Prop parlay I'm a big fan of. The Silva-Salvador fight doesn't go. Rosenstruck-Dawkins fight doesn't go. Blachowicz-Ankalaev completes round 1. That pays out at minus 126. Then just the D-Gen one. Simon Kozlow doesn't go. Rosas Jr., Perrin over 1.5. Shabazian Lugiambala fight doesn't go. Plus 194. And then last, but certainly not least, sweat it out with us on Saturday night. The UFC 282 watch party. We're back, baby. December 10th, 9:45 start.
Oh, yeah.
Very much looking forward to it. Me and Mike Heck will be back. Should be a great time. Got a lot of stuff planned.
Wow. Love it. What a Mysterious Frank special guest. Wow, I was reading the whole lineup. That was quite the... By the way, who made that picture for you?
The illustrations. An independent guy on Fiverr.
Okay. I thought maybe you want to give him a shout out.
Nah.
Okay, perfect.
It's like a company.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad. Jeez. All right, great stuff.